Okay, we are going to start this unit with the first lesson, which is on solving multi-step equations. So you did some of this last year, and we just had the unit on simple equations. So now we're going to move on to where we have to put some of those skills to play that we just learned. So the first things that you should do are distribute. And then the second thing you would do is put like terms together. And then obviously solve. And so these are ones where you're not going to want to do it all in your head. So no distributive. So we're going to do 9x minus 7x, which is 2x. 1 minus 5 is negative 4 equals negative 20. And then you don't have to show your steps. It's up to you. I'm going to do 2x and I'm going to add 4. So some people like to actually put it right here. That's how I was taught. And then you get negative 16. Divide by 2. And you get x equals negative 8. You can always plug it back in for the x's if you want to make sure that it was correct. Okay, and it does not matter that the variable's on the second side. So we have 91 equals, and we need to distribute. So we have negative 21a. Negative 7 times negative 1 is a positive 7. And then we have negative 21a. And I'm going to minus 7 on this side. And so that is going to equal 84. Then I'm going to divide by negative 21. And so I have negative 4 equals a. Try to keep that variable on the right side if it's there, so you don't mess up when we do inequalities later on. Okay, we need to distribute. So we bring down the 4m. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15m. Negative 5 times 10 is negative 50 equals 126. Put like terms together. So 4 minus 15 is negative 11m. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the 50. This is a 6. You can do that. You could bring down that minus 50 and then do it separate if you want. And then I have 176. And then divide by negative 11. M equals negative 16. Okay. We have negative 3k. And remember, at any point, you could stop and do these on your own. If you want to see, just make sure you're checking them. Remember, when there's a negative sign in front of the parentheses, that means we change the sign of everything in the parentheses. Now we have a negative 3 minus 1, so negative 4k. And now I'm going to add that 5 over here. So we have 28. Divide by negative 4, we get negative 7. Whoa, did I do that wrong? I do not have the same as the answer key. Oh my gosh, look what I did. See, that's why you should check while you're going, because I even just made a mistake. Curious if anyone can find it. Pause and see. It is right here. I did not distribute that negative 3 onto the negative 8. So we need to do some erasing. See, I even make mistakes. Not very often. Okay. So we got plus 24. And then we have minus k minus 5 equals 23. We put negative 3 and negative 1 together. Negative 4k. We put 24 minus 5. That's a plus 19. And now we're going to minus the 19. And so that gives us 4. So k equals negative 1. And number 5. We have 20 equals 10x. And then we're going to do minus 12x minus 30. We do 10 minus 12, which is negative 2x. Then I'm going to add the 30 over to here. So that gives me 50. Divide by negative 2. And I have x equals negative 25. Okay. So you go ahead and do some. And I'm just going to fill them in. And then you go back and check your answers. So make sure you do them. Okay, so go ahead and pause all you need to check your answers out and look at my work. I will point out some ones that I think are important. Here is one where the negative sign tells you to change 2h to negative and negative 1 to positive because it's the opposite of. Make sure you're forcing yourself to cross reduce on the fractions here on this one. And or you can just think of half of 10 as 5. Half of 2 is 1. Watch the positives and negatives. Same thing on this one. And once you cross out that 1, make sure you use the 2 again for the 2 and 6. Okay. And then at the end here, we had negative 18r equals 10. And this is where it's really important to show. A lot of people are going to just do 18 divided by 10 because it's a bigger number. But you always want to divide by the number with the r or with the letter. And so then you would have 10 divided by negative 18. So you can just reduce that to 5/9. Or it would be 0.5 repeating because that 9 on the bottom says it repeats. So just be careful of those when you do it too quickly and not show your work. Okay, and last one. 5 times the difference of twice a number. So we got 5 times the difference of twice a number and 3. Decreased by the sum of, so that means parentheses, the number and 8 equals 13. So reread that if that was confusing. And then you go ahead and solve it. This says to take the opposite of every sign after in parentheses. And we have 9n and then minus 23 equals 13. 9n equals 36. N equals 4. Okay. So make sure you practice the homework on this for extra practice.